Sunday,
now. I'm here.
22nd. Sunday.
8 o'clock.
Yeah,
8 o'clock in the morning out west. So you guys are what? 11 o'clock now, right?
11 a.m. and getting a little sunny here in the Northeast, John. So how's the weather's got to be warm out there. You got to be fired up. It's got to be warm.
The temperature went down a little. It should only reach about 96 today. So yeah, it's a little bit of relief.
Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah,
Well,
hey, you just got to take what you get, John. That's all. What are you going to do?
that's it. All right, welcome everybody to the Sunday morning wrap up on the Let It Run podcast. The host Fred Bro York and John, the traveling handicapper, which I definitely hold up my end of the bargain with the traveling. You can see now I'm sitting in the sports book at the Cosmopolitan on the Vegas Strip. So pretty cool to be here for March Madness.
Everybody else in the house is in the room sleeping, I guess. They're still on East Coast time. But they're sleeping.
I don't sleep. Yeah, we went to the concert last night, saw Luke Combs, and then
Did you really?
jam-packed Allegiant Stadium. That stadium is ridiculous. I mean, we walked in, it looked like a spaceship, and then you get in there, and it was just massive. And I think they set the record for most people attending a live event. It was like the Super Bowl when it was there did about 61,000, and I think last night was over 72,000, and it was amazing. That stadium cost like 2.1 billion to build it.
With a B.
With a B, yeah.
And Luke Combs is an amazing entertainer. Is that the first time you saw him? Is that the
first time we saw him, and so glad. I mean, he is amazing.
I know he's a heck of a guitar player too, man. He can rock it out on a guitar too.
He could drink a lot. I mean, he never was without a red Solo cup on the stage and shotgunning beers with fans. It was great.
That's called a good concert, John.
That's a good concert.
And speaking of good, let's talk about the pick five that you laid out on the show, on the podcast yesterday on our Saturday show, which we do on Saturdays at 12:30 after scratches. Talk about it, John, because it was a winning ticket and it could have been a really big one.
Oh yeah, we had it going. The ticket structure was really was pretty good. So I like it when I get the structure right, and when you can like lean on a horse and go short in a race and it comes through, then you could spread elsewhere. And we did the spreading in the feature race, the
Derby.
Which one? The Derby, and man, did Pavlovian was it? Pavlovian on the rail. 25-1, and he dug in, and even the announcer called it like, he's got the lead, he's digging in. I thought he had him, and just emerging growth just goes by him at the last strides. So
heck of a finish. Didn't work out for us. It worked out, but could have been better. How much better could it have been, John?
We were guessing, we had the ticket, so we were guessing what it would have been. It paid $417 with, a lot of chalk. It would have been about 5,000. We were guessing because the will pays were, 20 times.
Right. It froze up a little, John. I mean, I don't think it's on my end. I'm still here. Well, the ticket was, again, very well structured for sure.
To be yeah. So that was pretty impressive for a second start. Now his third start is going to be in the Kentucky Derby. He's 2 for 2, so back.
Yeah, John, you went in and out a little bit. You went in and out a little bit. You went in and out a little bit on that discussion that we were just having about the ticket. The price of the ticket was $160. The structure was fantastic. Paid $417. So for $160 investment, well structured, we leaned especially on the one in that last race, the main special weight race, and he won like a 3-5 or 2-5, whatever that horse went off at. No, I forget. I think it was 3-5. He went off at the one horse in that the last leg of the pick five on both of our tickets. And a lot of tickets, people singled the one horse, and that worked out for you and for us and for anybody who played that ticket. So for $160 investment, it paid back $417. Could have paid back a lot more. There's no doubt about it. That stretch run between Pavlovian and Emerging Market was quite thrilling. I think, like the race caller was saying, I thought Pavlo dug in as well. I thought that horse made his way around to the front, to the wire. He certainly had his nose out in front for a bit, and then he sort of just came up a little bit short. That was one of the big races of the day, the Louisiana Derby. And again, like John said, the horse that won second time on dirt. Going to be the next time he's on dirt. Let's see what the Beyer speed figure for his first race was 97. That's pretty strong. So the Beyer speed figure for the race that he just won yesterday could be triple digits, and that's a really positive sign for a horse running in the Kentucky Derby, as evidenced by history. So waiting to see if John gets back to us. Who knows? Maybe something in the sports bet room, he was in at the Cosmopolitan Hotel. Maybe something came up. Who knows? But at any rate, the other horse or the other race that was being run at Turfway Park for the females was the Bourbonnette, and that was won by a very price horse, Laura Lee. There he is. John's back. Hello, John.
Yeah. Let me try to move out of the sports book. Yeah, let me try to move out of there. Maybe that's too much going on in there. So hopefully I have better reception on this side.
Always a lot going on in the sports book for sure. That's why they have it there.
That's it.
Yeah. So I was just filling in the gaps regarding that the ticket cost $160, paid $417, could have paid $4,000, and that's why.
Yeah.
Again, the structure was good. We leaned on the one in the last race heavily. In fact, we singled the one like a lot of people. That horse won, like that horse should have won. There was a lot of arrows pointing to that horse. So good job, John. Whoever played that ticket, we're very happy that it turned out. Though, just keep joining us on Saturdays at 12:30. I think that's our show where we put all the information we gathered together. We had Wadey, who joined us, giving us some insight on some things, our boots on the ground down there. So anytime on a Saturday we can get one of our guys on, John, I think it's a good idea.
That's a great idea. And Wadey had some good insight on the races, and he does like we do. We watch we listen, we research, and all we're doing is putting as much information out there about each horse, and let the final product be yourself personally. You're the one betting your money, but we're just giving you information and what we kind of like. We did have friends text me when I'm going to the concert last night that they played the ticket. Let's go with the single. The single wins, and they were thrilled. So people did click on, took a picture of a ticket and played it, and got lucky and hit it. What it could have been, like we said. So yes, people are following, and let's continue. One of us, give out winning tickets each week. That's what we got to do. Just produce winners.
So, and be sure to, again, we want to just thank our sponsors once again who. With us from the very beginning, Case's Pork Roll. Try Case for the taste. I had some pork roll yesterday. I was over Joe Gamitter's watching the races, and it was pretty exciting. Also, the Vape Shop in Hamilton for all your vaping needs. And our big sponsor, I'm very happy to be part of Brisnet.com, the handicapper's edge. We talk about that edge all the time. The number one prime power, the pace figures, the speed figures, certainly some of the percentages that you get off of Brisnet that you don't get in your other traditional past performances. Again, Brisnet.com, something you definitely want to check out to help your picks become more solid. So, John, the other race that was being run at Turfway was for the ladies. That was the Bourbonnette, and that was also won by a long shot. I believe it was the number 11, Laura Lee, ridden by Fernando de la Cruz, trained by Michael Maker. The horse went to the front and didn't stop, if I'm not mistaken.
No, I think you're talking about the wrong race.
Oh.
That was an earlier race in the sequence.
Okay.
That knocked us out of the Bayou Bluegrass. That knocked us out of there.
A lot of betting going on yesterday.
There was just too much.
Laura Lee did win the race, though.
Yep, stretching out, did it impressively, stretching out first time after 6 furlongs, went a mile and 16th, and never looked back. And the horse that we singled, we thought was going to get the lead. We knew it was going to be a speed horse, and just couldn't get the lead, and we followed that horse around second. And when the running started, we just backed out of there. That was just a horrible performance by our single there. So that was a little disappointing.
Yeah. So that horse, Resplendence, the number one horse, won twice on the rail before at Turfway Park.
Yeah, and couldn't get the lead over that sprinter.
Just couldn't get the lead. That sprinter took the lead and just kept going. So that's how Turfway Park went. Let's go to Fairgrounds. Fairgrounds first. We'll talk about the Oaks for the ladies. We talked about the Bella Ballerina quite a bit on the show. Some of us were talking about we wanted to fade Bella Ballerina. I kind of thought Bella Ballerina had a good shot to win. Obviously, I think Bella Ballerina, you might have mentioned this a couple times, John, that might have been more of a prep race. That they wanted to drain the horse on this particular run. And that's exactly the way it looked because the Life of Joy came up with Flavien Prat on that horse and won, John.
Yeah, Flavien just, timed it and went right by like, that horse was, standing still. So I guess they didn't really persevere with, Bella Ballerina. They didn't have to. So I don't know. Just that's the limit for that horse. And that's, it's been running steady like 80s buyers and not taking that step forward. So, but yeah, the Flavien Prat horse, looked so impressive when he made that move and could definitely carry that to the Kentucky Oaks. And it'll be somebody that's on my radar come this first Friday in May.
Well, Bella Ballerina was right up there with the top 5 in the Oaks with Meaning and Zany. Also, I believe Super Corridera is another horse. Just got to keep an eye on them. So let's finish up, John. We'll talk about the Louisiana Derby. Chip Honcho was on everybody's radar, and don't think that horse kind of did what we wanted it to do. That was run by Emerging Market. We already talked a little bit about that, the fact that Emerging Market just put a nose in front of Pavlovian and put our ticket price down a little bit, but it's it's okay. That horse. What do you think about Emerging Market moving forward? Another winner for Flavien Prat, John.
Yeah, it's now he's 2 for 2 in his life. A maiden special weight, and then he wins the Grade 2 Louisiana Derby. Now he's going on to the Kentucky Derby. So a third lifetime start in the Derby. That's, probably asking a lot for that horse to do quickly. I think when Justify won it, he had, maybe 3 races under his belt. But a horse, I got to do the research, but a horse with 2 lifetime starts going into Kentucky Derby, how they fare. I mean, you're asking a lot for that horse to grow up and mature, but he did it, he did it pretty good. But he did beat Pavlovian, who's, a 2-time winner out of 9 starts, a well-seasoned horse who, couldn't get out of the state bred ranks in California bred for, a number. He won the Sunland Derby, which we talked about, how much credence we're going to put in that. But he backed it up with a nice performance. Yeah. The disappointment was Chip Honcho. Chip Honcho really just, he didn't get the lead like we thought he was going to get the lead. And boy, he just really did no running at all. So I think he hit his limit. Like he didn't really want to go that far to begin with. So I think, you probably won't even see him in the Derby. If they do, it's going to be, just a pace factor and will not be on my tickets in the Derby.
Yeah. Well, speaking of that, John, I think we can talk about moving forward. Looking at some information this morning that was out there. They're saying that there's 14 runners that are likely have enough points to get into the Derby right now. So there's room for 6. It's not a definitive, but they're saying there's about 14 runners who are likely in for the Derby, but there's only 5 that are likely in for the Oaks. So I think that makes the upcoming prep races for the Oaks. All the prep races are still pretty good. We have next week the Florida Derby at Gulfstream Park, the Arkansas Derby at Oaklawn. And then on Saturday, also for the girls, the Oaks, the parks at Gulfstream Park. There's the Oaks on Saturday. But what's interesting on Friday, John, on Friday, March 27th, there's the Fantasy $1 million race at Oaklawn for 100 points available for the fillies to run in the Kentucky Oaks. So that's going to be interesting. That race is being run on Friday. $1 million race, John.
Is Zany going in that one? Oaklawn? Is Zany pointed towards the fantasy?
I haven't looked at the field yet. I don't know if the field is even out there. I can take a look while you
but I was thinking that Zany was going to point to that. I heard that. Maybe it's just so many preps, so many good horses. And I misspoke earlier when you started covering the Bourbonnette. I got mixed up with my paperwork here that the Bourbonette was the race that, was the 3-year-old fillies that was won by that speed horse, which we did cover. But I
Yes.
said, you're in the wrong race, but you were in the right race. I'm just in a different time zone and I'm in a little fog right now.
John, I'm not saying I get any joy out of sometimes when you say, friend, you were right, but there is a certain amount of joy I get out of it. Let's just put it that way. But no,
Yep,
it's
I
all
was
good.
wrong.
It's all good, John. Appreciate you coming on this early. My God. So yeah, I'm trying to get up the field now if it's out there for that race on Friday.
We got to cover one more race. We got to cover the big one from Turfway, the Jeff Ruby. We never talked about those horses.
Maybe I'm in a fog too, John, but I have no excuse. I'm just always in a fog. Go ahead, start off.
Yeah,
Start off.
yeah. Jeff Ruby. We thought it was a pretty much wide open race. We really didn't have huge strong opinion. I liked Medici. I said I liked the 6, and we played around with the 1 horse trying to get him in the number. Full effort. Been hanging the last 2 starts. We thought he should have won those races, and he didn't. This time he put it all together, and he went right by. And you could see when he was making that move that he was going to be serious contender down the lane. And Medici held up as much as he could. He didn't want to really go this far. And then Stark Contrast. The announcer kept calling Stark Contrast, like making a move. And did that horse get second? Stark Contrast, I think he did, right? Did it finish?
Yes, it was
2:11. Yeah, and he ran a nice race. He ran good. First time on the synthetic.
Tough post too on the outside, and there was only there's no scratches. There's no scratches to get him in a little bit closer. So tough post all around for that horse.
Yeah, and you were mentioning off air that Flavian Pratt had a big day. I guess at Fairgrounds. How many win? He won a lot of races. Every time I saw top of the stretch, it was Flavian. Pratt coming. So I don't know how many winners he had, but he had a lot of top 3 finishes.
3 or 4, and I think with full effort, one of the changes that made a difference to maybe keep that horse from hanging again was they put Irad Ortiz back on that horse, who won the last time Irad was on the horse. Won impressively. I think, of course, that was on turf. Anytime you put Irad back on the horse, I think you're going to have some, some big time possibilities for that horse to win. Brad Cox, Irad Ortiz win a lot of races together. I think we talked about full effort too. It's being one of the contenders. We were looking at some other horses. I certainly liked a little bit of Chaos Agent, Joel Rosario jumping on that horse. First time on synthetic, that horse won. Had highest last race speed rating. That horse just didn't run. But I'm trying to look now, John, to see if there's a field out for the this $1 million race at Oaklawn tomorrow or Friday, next Friday on Friday. Fantasy Stakes.
Yeah, that's going to make when Zany shows back up. That horse.
Zany is not. There's only 6 horses now currently listed. They have the odds out already. Search Party, the number 1 coming out from the rail. Empath, Counting Stars, Taken by the Wind, Sticker Shock, and Explorer.
Explorer, the favorite, yeah,
is the favorite right now. Even money up out for Flavian Pratt. So that's kind of what you're looking at for that race on Friday. I don't know where Zany's running. I can't. Well, I don't think some of the other.
But Zany probably is as good as advertised. They said Zany was, won what is her 3 races by open lengths, and the horse that won yesterday impressively ran second to Zany. So that just makes Zany look so much better. And Wadey did comment. He goes, as soon as I saw that horse run second to Zany, he goes, that became his pick, the 6 horse, to beat the 5 Bella Ballerina. So that Zany is going to be really tough to handle come the first week of, first Friday in May.
I think we're talking about it now. I think we're right on the bullseye with that discussion with that horse Zany. I think you're right. I'm looking forward to see where that horse ends up running. We'll probably have more, not probably, we will have more information on our shows coming up, of course, on Monday and Wednesday, 2 p.m. We will have our pick of the day. Brisnet.com, pick of the day. Bro and JK, we either pick one horse together. Sometimes our horses, we pick them separately, but sometimes they end up being the same horse. We'll see how often that happens. It's pretty crazy when it does happen. But we'll be back on Monday and Wednesday at 2 p.m. Friday, our happy hour again. John, you traveling this weekend? I got to get that out of the way now.
Let me think about it here. I get back Tuesday night from Vegas. and then we got to go right to Atlantic City on Wednesday overnight for the liquor show, the liquor convention at Borgata. So we'll be there Wednesday and Thursday, and then what do I got Friday? I got something Friday, but I'm going to be in town, I think, next weekend, believe it or not.
Wow. Let me write that down. John.
But then the week after, Easter weekend, I'll be in Indianapolis at the Final Four.
Yeah, right, exactly. So not surprised.
Take a weekend off.
That's a long break for you, having a weekend off, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's a lot. I don't know if I'm going to be able to handle being home.
Listen, John, once again, I appreciate taking time yesterday, taking time this morning to join us. Again, we'll be back on Monday at 2 p.m., Wednesday at 2 p.m. So we look forward to seeing that again. John, any final words before we say goodbye?
No, fun day of racing yesterday, and look forward to the Derby Trail as we get closer. So
yeah,
and we'll have a lot of Derby shows as we get closer and the fields are set.
Yeah.
Two huge days of racing. That Friday and Saturday are the biggest days, and we did well last year with the Derby pool that I put together with all like about 20 guys, all pony up money. They had a percentage, and last year I remember we turned in 5,000 into 38,000.
Yeah.
So
you guys
the
did
group
well.
was very happy. Yes. So
we look
forward to
seeing
doing something again this year.
Yes, absolutely, John. We look forward to seeing that. Again, yeah, there will be many Derby shows. Well, I'm sure we'll have some guests on. We'll try to get some guys who give us some really sharp insight, some of the sharpest minds that are out there in handicapping. We'll get them on for us. Hey, there, my voice is back as the show's ending. It's great. Anyway,
Perfect.
just bet smart, cheer hard. Don't forget, Fast Horses can equal serious fun. And thank you very much for checking us out. And as I always say, just let them run, boys.
Let them run. See you guys.
All right, John, have a good time, bud. Talk to you later.